Part of the reason this time will be different is because the President of the United States is deeply invested in making sure that this time is different.
The President is also asking for $263 million for community policing, including $75 million for body-worn cameras.
We're being led to believe that outfitting police with body and badge cams will radically change everything, both for cops and the general public. Some would argue it's a bill of goods. And then there's the matter of what the current national discussion will mean to overall safety, and cops feeling as if they have targets on their backs. Our next guest began his law enforcement career with the Detroit PD in 1977, later a command officer in the LAPD before returning home. Now he's the chief of police in the Motor City. Welcome, Chief James Craig, to MidPoint. Chief, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Ed. Pleasure to be on your show.
Chief, you started the on-body camera pilot program back in April 14th in Detroit. How's it worked so far, negatively and positively?
Well, we started a pilot with 20 officers who volunteered. They wanted to test the camera, and it was a great outcome. I mean, they appreciated the opportunity to be part of a test group. We are certainly committed to expanding that effort. I personally, it's worked well. I know that it's worked well in some agencies. I think it gives officers an opportunity that when accused of certainly misconduct that's false, it can exonerate them. And also on the flip side, certainly it can show whether or not a police officer was engaging in behavior that we can't support. So it's a win, and it just gives enhanced transparency to our community.
With all of the video that's now making its way across the internet, and I just saw a video the other day that had somebody taunting a police officer and basically saying, put your gun away, don't shoot me, and the cop really wasn't doing anything except trying to get the guy to give him his ID. With things like that happening, do you fear that officers are going to become more hesitant to use force right now, to do anything within the law, because they're afraid of how it's going to be viewed by the general public out of context?
Well, you know, I think it comes down to one basic premise is leadership. And I'm talking about leadership of police chiefs, command and level officers, that officers know that they will be supported when they're operating within the framework of the law. You know, certainly in Detroit, when I arrived here some 18 months ago, there was very little in the way of policing going on, and in terms of what in our industry we call it depolicing. And a lot of times when communities are confronted with like consent judgments, sometimes the police officers will shut down because they feel what's the use? We're going to be scrutinized for each and everything we're doing, and if we do it wrong, we're going to get written up. But the issue is more that they're supported, that they understand the framework. And when you build a relationship with a community, and there is, a trust-based relationship, there are going to be those individuals that are going to fabricate, do it right, and there's not an issue. We will always support you when you do it right.
I got about a minute 30 left. Do you also find that these badge cams and other cameras will help you when it comes to those that I call contempt of cop? Those people who are basically out there and will tease the cops and look to draw them into some sort of an altercation.
Absolutely. And that's the point. I mean, whether a police officer wears a body camera or not, we know these phones that everyone carries has video capability. So police officers are always being videotaped. And so this just gives us an opportunity that when you're up close and personal doing a lawful detention, that it's caught on tape, and it can exonerate an officer from a false allegation. But also on the flip side, again, it also puts officers in check who may not be engaging in the way we want them to engage the public. So it really, overall, it works favorably.
I got about 20 seconds left here. Would you then, as a police chief, recommend that all major cities in America, their police departments, carry these and use these on a regular basis?
Oh, absolutely. I think it's a great tool. Who pays for it is a real key. But I think it's a great tool. I think most police officers, like I said earlier in my remarks, we had officers volunteer for the pilot study. And so that just says we want the cameras because we want to be exonerated when people make false allegations.
Chief, you've been very forward-thinking in all of this. Let's hope that it really helps not only the police officers, but stops a lot of the crime on the street and makes people think twice. We thank you so much for your time, and have a great holiday.
Hey, you too, likewise. Thank you much.
Take care. Break, and we're back with the Council on American Islamic Relations demanding accountability in the wake of the CIA torture report.